Virgo, the Virgins, how are you guys doing? Hope everyone's doing okay. Okay, remember guys, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Once again, it's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All of the messages here will not pertain entirely to your unique situation, so take what does and leave what doesn't. Also, with any general reading, guys, online or on YouTube, you must use this technique. This is for sun, moon, and rising. So we're reading for the masses, guys, okay? Also, check your sun, your moon, and your rising signs, and take what resonates, leave what doesn't with those as well. And since they are general readings, guys, you have to take those pieces and put them together and see what, fits you best and see what's going on with your unique situation. Which leads me to my other point. If you like to book a private reading so that the entire spreads and the messages pertain to your unique situation entirely, please see the description box for information upon how to obtain one. Also, guys, if you would like to skip this intro, the shuffling, and the astrology for the entire month, please see the comments section for a pinned comment by me, Intuitive Perceptions, so you can get straight to the reading and skip the shuffling and the astrology and all of that bit. Okay, guys? Once again, see the timestamp available in the comment section for this specific reason. Okay, guys? All right, I'm going to give you your astrology, and then we'll bless the deck, and then we'll get started. And this is for a Virgo sun sign. Sometimes they can bleed off into a rising, but normally it's for Virgo, sun sign, I'm sorry, for just sun signs specifically, because it's usually what the people watch. So I'm going to give it to you guys, okay? So Virgo, August 2017 may be a month where both professional life and family issues require equal attention. Psychological strength may be necessary this month and may need some enhancement as well. Planetary strength is situated in the eastern half of the chart towards your rising sign. Due to Mercury being retrograde, or going retrograde, on the 16th of August, further enhances this forward movement. You may find that you can design your own life as per your own specifications. This month, there will be no need to seek the help of others or compromise on your methods. This month, you may find that you are more interested in indulging yourself in sensual pleasures. With the presence of Venus in Virgo this month, if you have that placement, and also just in general, may help you to enhance your personal outlook pertaining to beauty. You may also be interested in spiritual activities as well. In terms of career, this month your career may take a backseat due to planetary influences. Given, it's advisable to plan your career and or business and take it to the next level next month. With the presence of Venus in your sign, you may also find that money will be chasing you this month, as you may earn money with ease from unexpected sources. In terms of love, relationships, and partnerships, coupled virgins may be running into some bumps in the road due to Venus being in your sign. You may find yourself overanalyzing love and of your partner's motives. So commitment may seem to be lacking this month. You may also find that existing relationships may need to be examined and necessary improvements implemented. However, this is temporary and should be taken with a grain of salt. Single virgins may need to also re-examine or examine their partnerships and implement necessary changes and improvements also to relationships. In terms of health, this month you may find that your health is fabulous. However, you may need to concentrate on furthering your emotional health, by means of meditation, yoga, and or relaxation. Overall, 2017 forecasts a month where and when analysis and proper assessment may need to be done before making any major decisions in life. Okay, Virgo, let's go ahead and bless the deck. Guardian angels of love and light, ancestors lost and known in the seas of time, please intercede into this reading to provide Virgo with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks. And please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they're meant to be. Oh, wow. Virgo, we're coming into our own reading. Okay. All right. All right. All right. And the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. And the Death card for your second base. Okay, Virgo. So, Nine of Pentacles, right? Or Nine of Earth? It's almost like we're double coming into the reading. Okay. So, I'm feeling, Virgo, that this month is maybe a different month. Because I know we haven't been getting too great of readings. Pretty sure you guys already know, or to my new watchers, I'm a Virgo sun. So, this will resonate with me as well. But I still, read objectively, of course. I can kind of see here, Virgo, that this month, your focus, I want to say, or at least from the 1st to the 15th, or, the whole entire month, your focus is on the communication. Your focus is on, and I want to say, with yourself. I think, Virgo, now you're starting to maybe be more honest with yourself. Or you may need to. And I feel like you could be dealing with the Capricorn, the Devil card here. Normally when the Devil's upright, I kind of look at it as being, not such a great thing, of course, right? I mean, no one likes this card. But I think this is the recognition, Virgo, that there's something or things, something or some things are holding you down, and you've already, I think you're starting to realize this. You're starting to see it and be like, damn, this is a damn problem, or these are issues that are just not working. And I want to say, coming out of maybe the denial factor a little bit, and we're realizing, that in your thoughts here, communication is what's key. I mean, realizing what's this doing? What's the Devil card doing to the communication? And I want to say that I'm feeling like we're realizing that, it's kind of bringing us out of a period of not seeing the Nine of Cups here. Starting to realize that, if we lay our wands down and we don't want to fight anymore, and it's just saying, not giving up, it's just maybe conceding a little bit to certain situations to kind of see what we can control, what we can and can't control. And I'm sensing, Virgo, that we're starting to see that our fear of things is starting to dissipate. We're starting to see some advancement or some progress in doing this. And we're also seeing that, it's leading to happiness, or it's slowly getting there. But I feel like we're almost there with the Nine of Cups here. Almost there. But Virgo, I know, I'm one Virgo sun. I just had this realization the other day, and normally I don't like to bring my stuff into the reading, but it pertains to the reading. Whenever there's change, especially with yourself, Virgo, the realization of the change, okay, implementing it, working on it, and seeing some progress. Virgo, especially with working on yourself, whether that's spiritually, whether that's emotionally, whether that's financially, whatever the case may be. It's all bubble in D, all of the above, right? When it comes to those types of situations or circumstances, Virgo, with yourself, there's never going to be, or you're never going to see or pass the final or the finish line. And I know that that is like weird, and it's very, very foreign to us. Like, what do you mean there's no completion? What do you mean there's no end? There's always an end. That's why we follow, the rules, and that's why we follow A to B to C to D to E to F, and so on and so forth. Like, that's why we have structure and we do things a certain way. Yes. But when it comes to yourself, Virgo, or working on yourself, or working on your areas, working on the areas of life that, need to be worked on, that aren't favorable. It's a journey, Virgo. And it's always going to be, because the older you get, the more, I say wiser you get, the more wise you become. And they're always going to change in terms of your goals or the expectations that you have out of yourself. So there's an intermittency of completion. It's what works now, but it won't work later. And that's not a bad thing. Because if you switch your ideals, or you switch your run or jog up to the finish line, it means you're growing. Now, that can either be in a positive manner or in a negative manner. But if you made the right decision, you'll feel better. Okay, Virgo? So I know that that's tough to take in. It's very foreign. I deal with it all the time. But I have to remind myself of that, and also remind you guys of that. There's never an end. There's not supposed to be, because if there is an end, there wouldn't be any more growth. And when there is an end, that means, your spirit has passed. That's the end. Okay? Now, coming back to the spread, I feel, Virgo, that with the Page of Pentacles here, Sister of Earth, I feel as though there's still adjustments that need to be made. I feel like you are on the right track. And I hate to say that, because it kind of sounds like it's like a double-edged sword in a sense. Because I feel, Virgo, that it's sort of like this kind of situation. You're on the right track, yes. And there's nothing wrong with not being on the right track, because that's how you learn. You either win or you learn. It's one or the other. But I'm starting to see a little bit that maybe some of the techniques that you're using are not exactly working maybe for you, or you can mold them into that situation where you get that expected result. There are results coming, and I'm not saying that it's all bad or that it all is for no reason. There is some growth and progress, of course. But why we're not seeing it completely come to fruition, or we're not seeing it completely come into manifesting, is why, one, back to my first point about there will never be a finish line. And two, is this completely gone? Whether this is an old relationship, whether this is substance, whether this is alcohol, whether this is too much exercising, whether this is emotional, whether this is whatever it is. Are we still holding on to that one thing that's preventing the 10 of Cups from popping out? We have the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. We also have the 9 of Cups. That's great. 9 and 9. Now, remember what I always say about numbers. There's a decision to be made. Do we want stability? Yes, we can see it. Or do we want, how can I say it? Or do we want emotional satisfaction? Not fulfillment, but satisfaction. Why I'm saying satisfaction instead of fulfillment is because this is satisfaction. Now, when we have the 9 of Pentacles, and we're almost there, and yes, we do have the fulfillment, it does bring emotional fulfillment. And it will bring satisfaction because it's something that we yearn for, we work towards, right? It's a latent consequence of it in a positive sense. But I feel like this right here is preventing the 10 of Cups from coming out. And I feel like this has a little bit to do with the emotional fulfillment that you're almost, or that you're neglecting, that somehow the devil card has to do with the 9 of Cups coming out. Like you are not, you're almost there, but that one damn cup is so high on that shelf, but yet there's nothing to help bring it down, or there's nothing, like there's no step stool. There is, but someone has the step stool, or someone has the chair, or whatever the case may be, to reach it. But Virgo, you allowed this person or this thing, this item, whatever it is, you allowed it to put the cup that high. Now it's going to be hard to bring the cup down. But are you willing to do it? The Page of Pentacles here, or Sister of Earth, is great. But this one thing that we're missing is preventing us from actually forming or shaping what it is that we're manifesting into a favorable entity or favorable result or thing. We have 2 pages here, or 2 sisters, earth and water. Once again, a decision. Are we going to provide an environment for ourselves where we can be honest with ourselves? Or we're not going to do that? Because Virgo, out of all people, you know, out of all, not say all signs, but you know, out of the majority of signs, I cannot get these cards straight. It's driving me insane. You know, and you often tell people, you have to want it, and you have to actually make the change. But you have to come to a point where you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? So you're on a quest. Let me retract that. You're attempting to understand where this is coming from and where it's really rooted and why they have the step stool. You're trying to understand your emotions, right? You're trying to see, I want to say that you have been going a lot into the past lately. Not in a bad way. You're just looking over things and you're trying to understand, like, where is this coming from? Like, why do I feel like that? Or why am I allowing things to hinder me? Now, when you get a grasp on that and you can firmly hold it in your hand, that's when you can mold the situation into your ideal set or into your ideal shape. Because then when that happens, you can then be honest with yourself. You can then come to realizations as to where things are rooted. Then you can transform your space, environment, into a place or environment where emotion is free flowing. Because now there's honesty involved in it, but most important, honesty with yourself. We can't have these see, Virgo, listen. We have moments of enlightenment because we feel like we need to. But where does that moment of enlightenment come from, or the need for initiation of enlightenment come from? A realization that something isn't right, that something needs to change or needs to give. It's already in your mindset. The first card that was crowning you guys. And when I saw this card pop, I was like, oh my God, here we go. Right? What is this? Because this right here is causing the initiation. It's a good and bad. Because it's good at the same time because it's causing you to realize what's going on. It's causing you to then look back, start from the beginning, and see what the hell is going on and where's it coming from. But the bad thing is this is bringing you back to the beginning over and over again. If you're tired of starting over, Virgo, then stop giving up. Because when you allow this to come in and continue to stick around, that's giving up. But I see some good progress coming, Virgo. I really do. And it is good. But we are continuing to start from the beginning. Look, Page of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Mother of Cups, Queen of Cups. Is your emotion preventing you from molding the situation correctly? Because is this involving it in the emotion? Yes, I mean, I don't want to ask that question. It is. And then what's going on, Virgo, is now it's causing you to then say how you can implement this and ignore this into your environment by pushing it away and pretending like it's not there. But you know that cup is on that top shelf. Stop playing. You know it's there. And that is the reason why you're having to start again and why it's not working completely how you want it to. You're going to have to be honest with yourself, Virgo. I'm sorry if my tone seems a little rough right now or a little berating, but I'm just very passionate about this. Not just because I'm a Virgo. If any sign had this spread, I would say the same thing to them and in the same manner. I read it how I see it, guys, and this is what's going on. So the decisions are, for this first set, Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups. The decision is, look, Virgo. Come on. Now, if that's not a sign, I mean, what is? And who's in the middle of all of this? But are you going to allow that to happen, to come between? I mean, you came up in your own reading. Are you going to allow the Devil card, the source of being bound, of being controlled, of allowing it to control, come between this? Are you going to allow it to continue to bring you back to the beginning? So why are you doing that? Okay, Virgo, let's look at your second set. Because the transformation's coming, yes. We need to transform, of course. That's the goal. But then there's always going to be another moment of transformation. Gemini got, I want to say, the Six of Fire in reverse as well. They didn't get the 4. They also got the Death card. I want to say in these two specific positions, and I think it was the second spread. Or it could have been the first. But regardless, check out the Gemini video if you have any Gemini in your chart, or maybe if you're cross-watching. Maybe if you have it as a rising or a moon, or maybe 7th house or Venus. Maybe even 10th house. Your your MC. You know, you just check it out. Just check it out, right? Okay, back to you guys. This transformation's coming. But we're going to have to trust it, because this is not trusting the transformation. We have the 4 of Wands or 4 of Fire, 6 of Fire or 6 of Wands in reverse. Then we have the Sister of Fire or the Page of Wands, the Brother of Fire or the the Knight of Wands. So if we have the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands, both upright, 6 of Wands, 4 of Wands in reverse. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have both of these in a spread, but you can't be both of these people at the same time. You can't be the page trying to understand the initiation of things or messages coming through in order to provide you with initiation of wanting to move forward with creativity or wanting to move forward with a plan or an idea, and then seeking it at the same time. You have to, it's okay that they're in this order, but you can't want to begin to understand and then be on the quest at the same time. One has to come and then the other follows in tandem. Actually, yeah, I guess you can say that, but you understand what I'm saying. But why do we feel like we don't have some form of completion? Why do we feel like we're not getting positive recognition, not just from other people, but with yourself? How are you going about these changes? How are you doing it? Are you trying to, and I'm just kind of picking up, you have one idea and then you roll with it, and then you have another idea, and then somehow you're implementing that other idea, but then you haven't at least completed or stopped the first one? Why have you stopped? Is something interceding or impeding into your first initial plan? Now, I'm not saying the first nor the second are right, or that the first is right, second's wrong, or that the second's right and the first is wrong. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, why aren't we confident, and why aren't we confident in our abilities, and other people are seeing that we're not, and also not feeling like there's some completion or celebration? How much longer are we going to allow this thing, we'll call it a thing, from getting in the way? You're really going to have to dig deep, Virgo. And I'm feeling like, with the Mother of Wind here, or the Queen of Swords here, that has a lot to do with it, the communication. It has a lot to do with what's going on. Why are we continuing to implement this into our environment and yet having to start over and then seek it, but there's no completion of it? When you even see that there's no completion. Because the transformation's there, Virgo. It's there. It's right at your fingertips. But you're just going to have to give up the devil card. Because there's a reason why it's first in your thoughts. There's a reason why it's first, because it continues to be put first, whether we're aware of it or not. But I think we're aware of it. Or else we wouldn't have the 4 of fire in reverse. We wouldn't be feeling like we don't have any completion, so therefore other people don't see that in us. It wouldn't be like this if the devil card was not involved. It's going to take some time for the transformation because it's upright. It's right there. Could be dealing with the Scorpio as well, or Capricorn. I think I said Capricorn earlier, but could be maybe dealing with the Pisces, since it's a 9 of water, maybe. You have to come up with one idea and work on it. Sometimes you can work on multiple ideas. Of course, Virgos, we multitask. We're very efficient in terms of that. But sometimes in life, we can't take everything on at the same time. Because, Virgo, when we take on a lot of different things at the same time, and this is just in general, I'm not saying that we overlook things all the time, but we are not really focused on one thing at a time. And therefore, we don't see the residuals of things or the little tiny things, right? Even though that's what we're known for. The small details. But sometimes when we take too much on, we think we completed it, and we probably have, but there's still something left over that we missed. And we're allowing this to be the thing that we missed. So we have to get a grip on this or a hold on this. And understand why this is still lingering around. Okay, let's pull some advice cards and then we'll pull a Jesus card. Why is that devil card still lingering around though, Virgo? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, Virgo, when we don't have the proper communication, or when the communication begins in a faulty manner, or there are holes within the story, I'm not saying any kind of deception, but when it begins with some type of ignorance, that's even a word, dereliction, some type of negligence in terms of seeing something and just saying, oh, whatever, just push it to the side. It causes us to have to go back and begin it again because it doesn't start correctly. There's a crack in the infrastructure. The building won't stand on top of it anymore or any longer. I mean, you'll build it up, and then it was eventually going to come crashing down when there isn't, when there's too much weight on it. Then it causes us to maybe then see and look around and say, what did I do wrong or what's going on, right? Chilling, hanging around, seeing the options. But then it does kind of push us into a mode of having to maybe see where things are. Did we do it for the right reasons? For whose benefit was it? Was it for your benefit? Or the benefit of this thing? Whose benefit is it? Because when it's not for your benefit, given that you're working on yourself, Virgo. I'm not saying just in general. Pertaining to when you work on yourself. You are left out. And then bumps in the road come, or they present themselves, where things need to be switched up again. Going back to the beginning. 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 And then things seem to move slower, or things seem to not move at a certain pace, because it's the pace that it's following and that it's going on is the pace that you allowed to happen, because you made the exception for this thing. We're going to continue to go back to the beginning. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, Virgo, because it's not. But it's a bad thing when we never reach this point, or when this is at the precipice. It's right there, but we can't grab it or grasp it. Or we can't mold what we want into that situation, right? When we kind of believe or think that it's okay and it's working, but it's not working when we're going back to the beginning. See what I mean? But you have made progress, Virgo. I'm not going to knock that. I'm not going to defile you for that. I hate you to say that. Divest any of your character for it. But he is. Or this is. Or that is. And yet you're allowing kind of that to happen, you know? Things aren't really moving in your favor or at your pace. Three? Okay, we'll go with 3. It's a lot, but hey, shoot. Peace be unto you as my Father hath sent me. Oh, John 20:21. All things whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing, you shall receive. Remember, Virgo, asking for it, but also believing that it's probable and that it's possible. Because why are you asking in the first place? Because you do believe that it's going to happen, but you actually have to believe that it's going to. Don't go back and forth. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get this to zoom in here. Or focus. What things soever you desire when you pray, believe that you receive them and you shall have them. Mark 11:24. I apologize, I keep rushing this, guys. Matthew 21:22. So, because we put our trust in God and because we put our trust in our higher power, and believing, Virgo, you believing that things are going to happen. One, because you're asking for it, so you do need it, and you do believe that you want to ask for it. But will it come to fruition? Yes, it will, but not if you involve this person with it or this thing. This is preventing this from happening. You're at the asking point. You're at the asking point. You're at the beginning. But are you going to bring it into the environment? You know? Because when you pray on it, and when you believe it, you will receive it. And then believing that you're going to receive it and that it is possible, believing that you're going to receive it and that it is possible, then you shall have them. But you have to put your trust in the universe, in God, in spirit, in your higher power. It's faith. So are you going to believe in it or you're not? Which I think you want to believe in it, Virgo, because you're asking for it. And you want it to happen, but we have to get rid of this damn thing here first. Because this is just not conducive to manifesting what we want. But I do see that we are somewhat fearless, that we're over being scared. We're laying our wands down. But there's one more wand that's just on that top shelf, along with the one cup that's on that top shelf. We have to ask and believe. That's all it is. Okay, Virgo? Check out John 20, Matthew 21, and Mark 11. Wow, almost all of them except Luke. So check that out. And yeah, you'll get it. All right, Virgo. We'll see ya the 15th to the 30th, or any other random video I put out. Yeah. Okay. Believe, Virgo, and you'll get it. See ya.